Hey guys, KNRYT here. It's been 4 months since I last posted. This is because I've recently started college and everyone else has been doing their own thing, so it's really hard to put out content for you guys. But it doesn't matter how much time passes, because I'm gonna still be here posting content for you guys. So for today, I figured we go back. Not forward, back. Back in time. Back to the good old days. Now you may be thinking, wait, wasn't Operation Snowy Pants the first Nerf war I ever made on this channel? Now you'd be right in that regard, but since Operation Snowy Pants was just produced by me, and it was against another person, and it was like filmed in my room, I really don't count that as like a full Nerf war. It's more like a Nerf duel I made for fun. The first real Nerf war I ever made was Nerf War The Kidnapping Part 1, with a bunch of people, an actual cast, my dad and I directing it, and a pre-thought out plot line. Now, because my editing skills weren't the best, and the plot was just sketchy, people had a lot to say about it in the comments. Unfortunately, I don't have those comments anymore because YouTube deleted all those comments in February 2019 when they shut down comments for all my videos. Luckily, my comments were reinstated, but the old comments just don't exist, so I don't have any specific comments of what people were saying back then. But let's just say, people had a lot to say about that video. I actually haven't seen this video in a while, so it'll be funny to look back. Alright, let's do it. Alrighty, here it goes. Oh my gosh. That's Greg breaking in. You know, everyone had such a problem with this right here.
Hey, little kid!
Look.
Hey! 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 Little kid, you want some candy? You want lollipop?
Look, let me just say something right here. Everyone had such a problem with this because there was an 8-year-old kidnapper kidnapping a 2-year-old. And those weren't their ages, but that's what people were saying in the comments. And people were like, that's so weird. Why would you encourage that at all? And we're like, we're not. That's just what we thought of. That's what I thought of as an 11-year-old. I mean, I don't really know what to say. That's just what happened. I just remember reading so many comments back in 2015 saying, oh my gosh, that's how that works. 8-year-olds don't kidnap other kids. And I'm like, I didn't think these things through back in 2015 when I was 11 years old, okay? Like, if it made the plot work, then I was like, all right, cool. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a Nerf war, so there's no need to get worked up about it.
You got the lollipop! That's the lollipop! He got me a lollipop!
Nicholas was so enthusiastic about this.
Hey, where you going with that kid? Get back here!
It's like, that's another thing. Is it why is it at that point that the parent or adult finally chimes in? Not when a random kid breaks into the gate, but finally when they like just leave the gate after carrying the kid like 30 feet. I mean, I can't lie. That's an L for me.
I'm so bored. I haven't shot anybody in 3 days.
Yeah, it's been 4 for me.
Peanut butter. Oh, I thought this was so serious back then. I try to make these so serious, but it just, everything from like the outfits to the vibe, it just... You can hear my brother in the, like the loft. In the loft. That's another thing. Everyone in the comments was like, oh my gosh, we can hear your brother in the loft. And I was like, oh shoot. I didn't realize it until like after I shot the video that people were actually able to like hear that stuff. I could hear it in the background when I played back the videos for the first time, but like I was kind of like hoping that no one else would hear it, but you know, I'm kind of wrong about that. We could have at least told him to go to a separate room, close the door, and use his iPhone so that way we didn't have to hear his voice in the distance. We were like, we'll just use the telephone upstairs, no one will notice. But they did. They did. And the keyboard warriors used that opportunity to pounce on this and make for another cringe moment in this video. But let's move on.
Should my team take care of it?
You can hear his voice in the distance before it goes through the telephone.
There's been a kidnapping.
I was like, this is so funny. It's so funny.
Now it's time to meet the elite team. First on the deck,
It's Captain Houston.
Alright, I thought this was genuinely serious at the time. It's not, but it makes for great nostalgia though. When you see how far Lucas has come these past 7 years, it's so funny to look back.
The Steel Kid.
The iMovie text.
Next on the team is Captain Over. He got his name.
I was really bad at like not laughing. When the camera was stuck in my face, I couldn't do it. We did this take over and over and over again. This is like the best I could do.
He's scaled 40-foot walls. He's able to do explosive work under submarines, plant mines with the integrity and toughness of a man 3 times his age. And the last man on the team.
Dude, that's Jake's only role. It was just comic relief at the time.
Show me your hands, Roger. Those hands are registered with the FBI as lethal weapons.
But that's what made him a fan favorite in the comments, though. I will say that.
For this mission, and at the end of every mission, he always asks for
Food. I'm hungry.
He's always hungry, Captain Rogers.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, guys,
you gotta understand, like, how I was thinking at the time. When I looked at this image in my brain before we even filmed this video, I'm like, all right, this is gonna be like low-key serious. We're gonna be like ready to go, and it's actually gonna look so epic on camera. Because I was thinking about like the PDK films, Aaron Esser like action stuff, and I'm like, all right, this is gonna be so cool. Everyone's gonna be like, whoa. But now it's just so like, ugh, like we're all in just like regular school attire. I'm like hunched over like this is my little strife. It's not an intimidating sight. And we have my dad narrating, which I was like, at the time, again, you'll see a common theme with what I'm saying. At the time, I thought it was like super cool we having like an epic voice. But, nah, it just kind of like amplified the cringe, for sure. But, let's move on.
we're now at the location. I want to let you know, I don't want you to be nervous. You guys trained a lot for this. This is what you guys have trained for so hard.
Look, you see Jake? He was all, I wanted everyone to be like super serious, like this, you know? Like, and you could tell I was like acting like scared, as if I was afraid to like breach a house with Nerf guns or whatever. Like this is like a life or death situation, and Jake was like, and I was kind of like a little mad at the time, but I mean, who cares? All the cringiness cancels out all the seriousness in this video, so that's fair.
You need to go into this house, cover your partners.
See, I like what Lucas was doing right there. He was, yeah.
And take out the bad guy. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah, I had to take advantage of what happened right there. Love the camera work. Not in focus, but, you know, who cares? 2015 K-Hunter. That's what you're gonna get. You know, whenever you cringe, just keep in mind we were 10 and 11 years old, okay? Just repeat that to yourself over and over again as you watch this video. Oh my gosh. The OG battle. Elmo! I don't know who came up with that idea. I think it was like, I don't know if it was me or my dad, but like, I really thought I was a comedic genius with that one. Now, I really thought something like this, after something so serious as breaking in and searching around, not knowing what to expect next, I really thought this was the epitome of a knee slapper. But it wasn't. It's pretty clear that this and like all my other comedic relief attempts just don't age well at all. But let's see what K-Hunter and the gang do next. Yeah, Nicholas was not on board with this part at the time. They're like, why is he so happy when he's being kidnapped? Like, he had a smile on his face. I know he's making like noise right now, but... And they're like, they're in the same house! And I was like, they won't notice.
But for right now, you stay with me. I'm gonna try to get food next. If they do, we're gonna get some of this.
He just looks back at the camera. All right, we're done now? Are we done? Are we? All right, cool. Greg was never the most enthusiastic about these videos. He just kind of like got forced to sometimes when we needed an extra actor. But I'd say in the early days he fulfilled his part relatively well. He did the bare minimum, we'll say, but sometimes he'd step up. Yeah, if you know how the layout of my house, you can see we're literally doing the same scenes in like almost the same areas. Oh no. What's K Hunter and the gang up to now? It's locked!
Guys, I can pick the lock. Perfect. Excellent. If you come in that door, you'll die!
Where did his voice come from? It's like he was there in the background the whole time and then he finally decides to speak up. Like, yeah. Oh well.
Oh my god, that was intense. Nobody go in there. You got that right.
Anybody want to come in?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got some hate for this too. It's like, how do you balance seriousness with comedy? And you just don't. The cringiness outweighs the seriousness. I really try to like be serious, but it's impossible. Oh, you want a cookie? He just goes in a fire where he's inevitably gonna die, and he does. You know, because in this video, Nerf bullets are very lethal. But, you know, he does sacrifice himself here for the chance of a dopamine hit through a bite of an Oreo. Doesn't work out, though. How does the Oreo get in his mouth?
Sir, Mr. President.
Maybe that's what Greg did after he died.
Situation here. Captain Nixon, tell me what's going on.
Shout out to my dad for like helping me out with these videos in the early days. I just like asked him, hey, can you help me film a Nerf video? And he's like, yeah, alright. I was like, thanks.
Who do you have? Send them here. Who? Specialist Miles.
Oh man. Y'all already know who Specialist Miles is. Yes. Yes.
Specialist Miles is here.
One of the most important people in the K Hunter gang.
2 tours in Afghanistan, 1 tour in Vietnam, and 3 tours in World War I. He's
Makes sense, yeah. An 8-year-old, maybe he's a time traveler, who knows?
When you need somebody taken out.
Yeah, just do nothing and then start, yeah. I didn't even cut out what my dad was like, alright, Greg, this is where you have to like fire back, because that's how this video works. And I don't know, I didn't cut it out. Alright, K Hunter and the gang are up against Greg, the child kidnapper. Let's see how this plays out. Oh my gosh, he's so scared, isn't he? No! What happens? What's gonna happen now? Now that K Hunter's dead. Find out what happens in part 2. If you watch the replay of my death, the bullet doesn't even hit my face or my chest. It just like hits like the edge of my knuckles or like my fingers or whatever. But you know, I still had to die right there because Brandon and Lucas probably had to leave in like 30 minutes. So we had to wrap it up. And that's why this video is part 1 and not just like the whole video, just because people have to leave and you gotta put a video out. And so that's what I did. And it ended up turning out pretty nicely in the long run. View-wise, not content-wise. As a 19-year-old watching this video, I can't help but die a little on the inside from all of the cringe throughout the video. But I'm also uplifted just because of the waves of nostalgia I get when I look back. Because, you know, as cringy as this whole video was, it's still a very important part of my life and a very good era for me at the time. And it was this video right here that changed my life and my childhood for the better. Look, if you made it to the end of this video, if you're listening to me talk right now, then you are part of the most loyal, dedicated K Hunter fans on planet Earth, and I truly appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for all the support throughout the years on all my Nerf videos, and if you guys ever have any video ideas, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.